Outside on the corner where I caught the bus, thinking in my head it's colder than I thought it was. Sometimes life is like that, and you just quiver your lips, whisper a wish, hoping someone might give us deliverance. Now deliver this message, think I could live with this mess if you could just give a few seconds to come and sit in my presence. And yes, it is so precious, yes, it is a blessing. Next, I'll attempt to express it with every heavy breath, cause just to make it worth it, and just to make it real, you always made it perfect, and that's the way I feel. Sometimes we think too much, and we lose control, but it's not what you know, no, it's who you know. Days that will not end, I'm sure you've had them too, wishing you're still in bed, and yet we have to move. This is what passion do, this is what passion does. It's on my planets too, start sending back the love. Snowflakes fell like a gift.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It is me, Dukect, here live on the Dukect Lounge. Thank you so much for joining me on this really cold Wednesday evening. How are y'all doing? I hope y'all are doing well. Hope you are having a blessed but actually warm day. Make sure everything is on point. Everyone is on a good and positive type of vibe. So I gotta send my prayers out to one of my Jeff, aka Writer's Block. He's going some really bad times right now. He's going through some stuff with his kidneys, and I just want to say I hope I'm here. Hey, I'm here for you, man, and I hope that you get better soon, because you are a good dude. So continue to be out there, because you get very interesting takes, be it comic book, be it pro wrestling, be it anything else in life and such. So just be But yeah, I hope that he is. I hope that Jeff will feel better soon, and Jeff Gwinnett, aka Writer's Block, feels better soon. So that's my hope, and that is what. That's why I hope that he gets back. When back on his feet soon. Anyway, get off that tip and everything else. Let's talk a little. What he will love to talk about is WWE. So, I want to talk a little about the road of WrestleMania, and a lot of people have been there. Have their thoughts about it. Some people have looked how convoluted some of the stuff has gotten. How, for example, the match that is going to be a part of the Fastlane and everything else, that type of we're going to be talking a bit about that as well, about how the women's triple threat, the convoluted way to get, and I admit it is a very convoluted way to just put the whole dang thing here. I just, it's frustrating. It's frustrating to see how some of these, this glorified, just chaotic mess. Some of it's actually pretty good. I mean, the road to WrestleMania is one. I mean, I like Truth, the United States run for a while. I liked it. I thought it was actually pretty good. It had to come to an end. Also, see, what else? I think Ronda Rousey turning heel. I think that was, I think it was needed, and it is something that she is, that she, I think she's on the way out. So why not? I mean, that's gonna be something really good. I think that could be something really positive. it is, you know, I want to, you know, I want to really get wrapped up in some of these storylines, but more often than not, these storylines are just so haphazardly put together, like the women's triple threat. I mean, the way they did it, like having Charlotte be instantly interrupted to say, okay, they could have just said, hey, Charlotte, why are you giving the championship match? Like, they've gone through so convoluted way to get to this position of a triple threat. Personally, I sit back and I'm like, wait, why are we looking at, Becky as the man, but yeah, Asuka tapped her out? Shouldn't Asuka go around saying, she could be really like, hey, I beat Becky Lynch. I should be going to WrestleMania to face Ronda Rousey. Just basically to have her troll or something like that to really build that thing. Why not? I mean, it would actually make sense, and it will give something Asuka to do and Becky more to prove herself that she needs to, that she feels inadequate. Like, am I really the man? Am I really that top dog if I can't beat Asuka? And Asuka keeps pushing her way in. Charlotte will have her claim because say she wasn't really in the match to begin with. That title she wrong because she's the queen. Ronda's there because she feels like she's being disrespected because all I did was doing everything I want and y'all want to screw me over, then that type of stuff. Then Asuka, can be right there, just, basically pushing and pulling. And then, basically pulling all the stuff. And, you can have Charlotte come back and say, I was the one that ended the Emperor's streak. You're nothing. You're not really that good anymore. That sort of thing. And really built this whole match up. And now instead of a triple threat, I honestly think this should be a fatal four-way. I think Asuka versus Ronda Rousey versus Becky versus Charlotte would actually tie things up in a nice bow and honestly put both titles up. Put both championships on the line. And so, well, what about SmackDown? Man, screw it. Screw SmackDown. No one cares about the SmackDown women's roster, all right? They're just terrible. All of them. I don't care. No one cares. Put them in a number one contendership match or something, all right? How about that? How about that? And then you could really build up, that type of, type of really great match of this great four-way match. I don't know, elimination maybe, I don't know, but just have that would actually be really good. It would play off for so many storylines. It would be something. Holy crap! It would be something interesting, and you have in a great way to build up, and it actually be a fatal four-way match. Don't have none of the big bands involved because that was fun. Wait, but yeah, gosh, I just. Gosh, this thing, man. Oh yeah. But yeah, but yeah, it just seems like it's so convoluted to a point that it makes the makes the show unwatchable at points. And I think that's at the end of the day, that does not bode well for anybody. You can't just continually make shows that just seem so overly just rushed and chaotic to the point that, okay, it might be interesting, fun, but we know the end around. Make it as nice and straight as possible. Another thing that pissed me off is this shoot name contest, the whole, that Triple H promo and all the other stuff, that shoot BS. Why are they doing this? I mean, I thought Vince Russo wasn't in the WWE anymore. With Triple H's promo, he could have just said, you attacked one of the greatest of all time. Back then, just because you wanted attention. Well, Batista, you want attention, now you got it. Now I'm gonna, you're not talking to Triple H. You're not talking to the CEO. You're not talking to the game. You're talking to a man. Like, you didn't need to put that character stuff out there. Why are you putting this character stuff? I'm getting really tired of this. You don't see anyone other stuff that needs to put this stuff out. Like, we need to have this work. No, continue on with the story. Continue with the story. Just continue. Just think that. No, I'm saying the story, which is just keep it in that type of kayfabe and everything else. You don't need to just drag in all the nuts and bolts and everything. It just screams that they're trying to do something new, and it's the same thing. Problem. Do you think anyone else, any other mediums do this? No, it becomes hackneyed and unoriginal and such. It just becomes that. It becomes annoying. You're like, okay, we get it. It's fictional. We move on. It's all about character. I don't care. Follow the story. Use it as a story. But that's the problem. Is the stories of these characters, And it should focus on why that Batista attacking Ric Flair, that's actually pretty interesting. That was shocking. You didn't need to put all this work shoot bullshit. I'm tired of that. It just screams desperation when the story doesn't need to have that type of desperation. Feel me? Another bumps to WrestleMania. It seems that that there is going to be a real big bump, that Tommaso Ciampa is going to be out for a while, and injuries and such. And he's going to be out for a pretty substantial amount of time because of neck injuries. And, I look back at this, and I'm going to say, if he is so... I think this is a problem that WWE has been doing, is that these guys, the wrestling guys and gals, all of them are just doing a lot of these. I don't know what this is, man. I don't know why they keep doing all these stunts and dives and matches that don't mean anything. And the best way to me, if they were going to do something, meaningful matches, I mean, they are okay, fine, but sometimes I look at some of these matches and such, I'm like, why are you doing all this stuff, man? You don't need to be doing all this stuff in week in, like on Raw and SmackDown, and for Ciampa, you had NXT, tapings of NXT, then you have Raw and then SmackDown plus house shows. I'm like, wow, you're putting too much things on their plate, too much things on the wrestler's plate. And you wonder why people get injured. It take a long time for them to heal. That is the problem. And I don't see a way. I know I do see a way, but I don't think WWE is going to actually, to finally fix this situation, because once they do, it just, it would actually be positive if they actually just rotated the cast, rotate their cast, and such, or just take an off season, because it's something that, as much as the WWE needs content and field content and such, I think it would be better if they do. You look at some of these wrestlers who do sit back and have a time off and such, they don't miss that internal grind. I think it's the great thing they could do is not have that grind, have that, physical, emotional, all that type of stress and such. Have a way to have them go down, cool off a bit, and then they can relax and say, hey, we can go and do other shows and such like that. But that's just me. But that's just me. I think wrestlers will be a lot easier and happier if they just say, okay, we're not going to do 3, we're not going to have you do multiple shows and, multiple matches that in the end won't mean anything. But that's just I think it'll be better. But yeah. But that's just my personal opinion. Anyway, let's get into. By the way, I want to hear what your comments said, and I want to hear what you guys, gals, and everyone else say. Comments section below there. I want to hear your thoughts about this because a lot of people have been, I saw the Twitter stuff talk about this stuff, so I want you to hear your opinions about this because I want to hear your thoughts on this because, a lot of there's all opinions stuff, how the bumpy roll, how they did the WrestleMania and everything. It can be a bit frustrating. I get that, but I think at the end of the day, I think the WWE needs to, hopefully to have some sort of plan. If not, well, let's just say WrestleMania this year is not going to be that interesting. Or just be the spectacle, like an 8-hour spectacle. Oh, sweet Lord, that's going to be fun to review, if I am going to review it. By the way, can I have better time management, please? Another thing to be pissed off. You don't need a 6-hour show. Wrestling does not need to be 6 hours and 20-minute matches. Give me a good 5 to 10-minute match, and I'm good, and I'm happy. But that's just me. Anyway, let's get on to the Fastlane preview. And let's see. The first, I could talk about the pre-show match. Andrade, Rey Mysterio, but I don't care about pre-shows. But, no one cares about pre-shows. But anyway, let's take a look at the tag team matches. The Raw Tag Team Championship is a triple threat tag team match as Aleister Black and Ricochet team up to take on Chad Gable and Bobby Roode and the Revival, Dash Wilder and Scott Dawson. Quite honestly, the those pathetic Raw Tag Team Champions of all time. At this point, they probably gave them the belt so they won't go to AEW, which is sad. Look, I'm going to say this. I've not been a big fan of Revival. I never have been. I thought they were just, to me, they're good hands, but they're not, to me, they're just trying so hard to be Arn Anderson and, the Four Horsemen, trying so hard to be like the Brain Busters. Oh, Lord, they're trying to be basically 80 cosplayers, but no one cares. The arenas don't care. When they won the tag championships, no one cared. No one cares about the Revival. Oh, in the niche audience they do, but no one cares about the Revival. No casual audience. They see two guys who are just bland, and they say, oh, they're the best wrestlers. Who gives a crap about who are the best wrestlers? Who cares? Everyone else is a good wrestler. At least Aleister Black has a discernible gimmick. At least Ricochet and them have at least a gimmick as well, saying the one and only. And Bobby Roode is basically trying to be a dinosaur of Ric Flair and such. So yeah, that's something. Ugh. But yeah, I would say the Revival win to just smattering of blah. But I would not be surprised if Chad Gable and Bobby Roode win it. Or maybe, heck, I would do something crazy, have Aleister Black and Ricochet win. And have the Revival go away, go far, far away. I just don't care. Don't ship them off to AEW. Is all I care. I think that'd be the best place for them. Oh Lord, people are gonna be so mad at that, but I don't care anymore. Yeah, Aleister Black and Ricochet win. That's my pick. Overall Tag Team titles. Next up is the SmackDown Tag Team Championships as the Usos, the Tag Team Champ, takes on The Miz and Shane McMahon in their Royal Rumble rematch. So I see some shenanigans happening in this match. I think I'll see maybe The Miz and Shane McMahon win, or maybe Miz, they lose and Miz turns heel, or Shane turns heel, someone turns heel at this point. I think I'll be, and I don't know what they can do for WrestleMania, because maybe Miz and Shane McMahon might be a babyface. I don't know. There is going to be a match between Miz and Shane McMahon, so I have Usos picking up the victory here. Next up is Asuka, the SmackDown Women's Champion, taking on Mandy Rose. I wouldn't be surprised if Mandy Rose does pick up the victory here, because they legitimately don't know what they're going to do with Asuka. But, my Fatal 4-Way would never happen because, that would have been an interesting twist because Asuka is awesome and that would have been actually been used a way to make all the women, all the women in the match have a connection to each other and such. Heck, maybe have Asuka take on Ronda. I bet people would love to saw Asuka and Ronda go at it a bit at WrestleMania. Come on, people. I thought people would like that. But yeah, Asuka, I think she will retain. And rumor has she's going to face Lacey Evans at WrestleMania, which is just... Why? Anyway, let's move on. The Boston Hug Connection, Bayley and Sasha Banks takes on the Samoan Slaughterhouse, Nia Jax and Tamina. I think the Nia Jax and Tamina win. They become the second time women's tag team champions. Well, technically, they're not really the second. The Jumping Bomb Angels did so way back in the day. By the way, you should go watch some of that old school stuff WWE used to have. It's amazing. They used to take care. They're like, man, you'd be surprised how they pumped up their women back in the day. It's amazing. Oh, gosh. It is amazing. How time and everything else, works and such. But yeah, Nia Jax and Tamina will, I think they will pick up the deuce. Next up is Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch. If in a singles match, Lynch wins, she will be added in WWE Raw's Championship match of WrestleMania 35. Even though Becky Lynch has been basically beaten, hobbled, and destroyed at this point, even though she has a bad leg. Still has that bad leg, by the way, which I love the fact they still has that bad leg, even though she hasn't been really wrestling or competing for so long. But yeah, she still has that limp, and I would not be surprised some shenanigans happen. Ronda Rousey beats both of them up and leads them both down in a match. It just takes out Becky and Charlotte with double disqualification. Heck, knock out Becky Lynch so Charlotte can pick up the victory. Becky can pick up the victory, and then so she wants to finally just take both of them out and waste all of them. So yeah, Becky Lynch is gonna win. So yeah, by beatdown. By via getting her ass kicked, which is something I am getting enjoying because man, Becky Lynch has been, she's been annoying. She's like, man, everyone's like, oh, I'm like, did y'all remember that she tapped out? She tapped out to Asuka at the Royal Rumble. Don't want to forget that. Ugh. And then now we have the Shield reforming, probably for the last time, as the returning Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, and Seth Rollins take on this new 16-man team as Baron Corbin, Drew McIntyre, and Bobby Lashley. Shield win. This match will be somewhat decent. And I would not just be like, okay, nothing is going to be like, okay, am I going to, it's something like, okay, we're going to do something interesting Roman at WrestleMania. Hopefully. Maybe they will. Who knows? But, yeah, she'll win. Next is the main event. It is the WWE Championship match. As Daniel Bryan, the champion, the new Daniel Bryan takes on the returning Kevin Owens, which originally was going to be Kofi's spot. But, well, Vince McMahon injected himself and tossed them all in. But yet, this match, I think will be decent, but I don't want to see KO winning a championship for this long. I see some interference with Rowan, and Daniel Bryan defeats Kevin Owens, and goes on to face Kofi Kingston at WrestleMania, because that's what the whole plan is. Maybe, maybe not, who knows. Anyway, I think Fastlane will be pretty decent, and that's pretty much what I have to say about that. But, well, yeah, it looks like to be a decent pay-per-view. Nothing world-shattering, but decent. Anyway, we're going to take a small little break here because my throat is getting a little bit right because I've been talking for like over 20 minutes now. But yeah, I'm going to take a small little break. We'll be right back. And when we do, we're going to talk about all the issues the Bioware's Anthem has. And man, there is, it's a lot. It's a lot of issues. But we will continue talking about that later here live on the Dukect Lounge. We'll be right back right after this, after playing some Speeding Tour Adventure 25 Years of Sonic. Let's play a little bit of Underwater Jog, the bowler hat featuring Audio Fidelity. We'll be right back right after this here live on the Dukect Lounge. Sorry for the dead air, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, gosh, I apologize. But we'll be edited back to something more tangible later on. So, anyway, thank you so much for being here, though. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for being patient. And, for me, Dukect, and all the audio issues and such, because that... that shows to me that you guys really do matter and such. Anyway, let's talk about Anthem, huh? Oh, sweet Lord, Anthem. I talked about this earlier here, but this stuff right here, it is so, there are so many things wrong with this. And let's start with something. I always talk about the stuff about Anthem and all the issues, but it seems it keeps getting worse for it. And now I am basically worrying. So it's basically they're on the death clock. Bioware is pretty much on the death clock at this point. You know how bad it is. Anthem had to pretty much fix another patch that pretty much, there is actually supposedly, this game is causing players on PS4 systems to crash. That's right, to crash. And in some cases, in the Reddit forums and such, I believe a lot of other YouTubers talked about it. I think Jim Sterling talked about this. They said they found a Reddit post, and I will see if I can find it, and I'll put the link in the description, that I don't know, Reddit could be true, could be not true. Take it with a huge grain of salt, the same amount of salt the Pittsburgh Penguins had when they found out they traded for Eric Branson. But hey, that's the amount of salt we had to take for this. But anyway, it said it basically bricked its console, which I heard the same type of rumors for, believe it or not, when Mighty Number 9 for the Wii U. No, it probably didn't brick, probably got to that point. It probably because it's just the crashing of systems and such, which is, how in the world can you make a game something so bad and coded that is just not only rumors of this brick console, which has gotten to the point that it is like it's becoming a universal, people thinking that it's actually universal truth, but now it's basically having PS4 systems to crash in this and such. And here it is. They said it right here in Polygon. This is in a stream on Twitch today. Anthem lead producer Ben Irving said that Bioware discovered a bunch of things that were causing crashes, and we addressed them in our patch. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we don't have finished games anymore. We'll just patch it out. And that's, to me, that's what I really do not like about this generation of games. I hate that. I hate it so much that we just go and continually have patches, patch. It started in the last generation. It started because it started creeping up. Heck, even before that, in the PC. It started when you have patches. Fans, not only that the patches from companies, but also fans with all their own version of patches and mods and such, finishing the games for these companies. That was the warning sign. And now when you have games, like for example, on the the Xbox 360 and the PS3, when it really started to get in trouble, was this type of stuff. And then it just get worse in Xbox One and PS4. This is why I've actually leaned more on Nintendo. Sure, you say stuff about the Wii U, but Nintendo Switch, you don't hear about this stuff happening with Mario and such. You don't hear about Mario, Legend of Zelda, all that stuff. You don't hear them basically. You don't hear this. I guarantee if we have Demon X Machina come out, I don't think you're going to have this type of stuff happening to its systems. I mean, at this point, do they even have playtesting? I just say, screw it. Let's let the beta version come in, and the true version of it, or have it like in July or something. Gosh, believe. And not only that, but here's something even worse. The level 1 here's another one for boys and girls. Another thing about Anthem's bugs and such. That the level 1 guns, the guns you start off with in Anthem, are the strongest weapons in the game. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The guns you start off with, that's your top tier. Everything else, garbage. Oh gosh, and not just competitive Anthem's best items. This is from right here. Again, I think from The Verge. It says, EA's online shooter Anthem is building a reputation for featuring some pretty perplexing bugs, and the latest discoveries from the game's intrepid community may be the best one yet. As discovered by Reddit user Yeet Lord Supreme, that is a beautiful online name. The game's level 1's firearm, the most basic and supposedly weakest weapons in the game, are not just competitive with Anthem's best items, but in some cases even better. Yes, that's right, the best guns in the game are the ones you start off with, regardless of what damage numbers you're seeing on the screen. Yeet Lord Supreme did numerous tests tracking the numbers and bullets required to best foes in the highest levels of Anthem's endgame portion. Using both a level 1 gun and a level 45 masterworked items, supposedly best available, in some cases he found the level 1 guns would drop enemies faster than the level 45 guns. And this issue was a known bug. Brett Holmes, Bioware's technical design director, and Andrew Johnson, the game's community lead, has confirmed as much in the Reddit thread. It says in an official statement, and I quote, "Hey everyone, thanks for the feedback on this. I have confirmed that the team that this is in fact a bug related specifically to the default items on a loadout combination with higher gear you have equipped. It's not functioning as intended, and the team is working on it for an upcoming fix." You see this stuff, ladies and gentlemen? You see, this is what I'm talking about. Nothing is finished. No game is finished. I mean, at what point, this is giving me a reason why I should never play any games again. Like, what's the point of me actually, playing any type of video games right now? Give me one good reason why I should play a modern video game. Give me one. I want someone to tell me this, boys and girls. Come on, give me a reason. Because with stuff like this, this is why the only good game I've actually got modernly was Battlefield 1. And honestly, that game was fun as heck, and it was nice, and doing all that good stuff. I liked that game. But this stuff here, man, this is why I don't mess with the next gen consoles. This is why the only next gen console game that I got is a Switch, and I'm happy for it. I'm happy for playing this stuff. I am loving life playing stuff on the Switch. And I'm okay with that. Stuff like this is just the haphazardness, the laziness, the complete lack of of care and of just having a well-crafted product for the people and such. At what point do you look back and say, even if it's a live service or whatever, don't you want to have your best foot forward? First impressions are, if you have a bad first impression, it's done. You're done. That's it. You're out. First impressions are the things that people seem to sleep on, because if you don't have the first impression, guess what? People are going to be like, deuces, I'm out. They're gone. Because people aren't going to come be repeat customers. They're not going to stay around for your live service and BS. People are going to move on to other stuff. When is the gaming industry going to crash? Because I want this to crash. I want it to burn it down. I want the whole thing to burn. And then when it does come down to settles, which are, maybe then we'll look back and say, hey, maybe we should just start making complete games again. Let's make some good single-player content again. Let's start making games instead of these big, huge, open worlds. Let's make a smaller, complete world. Let's look at games that are not 40 hours, 50 hours long. Let's make a game that's like maybe 5 or 10 hours long. Make it 5 or 10 hours long, and make it. You don't need to have 500, $1 million budgets. Just keep it in a small, keep it nice and small. I mean, that's why the people are going more the independent route. That's why people love Deltarune, Undertale, all that good stuff, all these indie titles. Because, again, they're small, they're simple, and you don't need to do a lot of this stuff. So that's what we got to do. That's it, man. That's what it is. It's, KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. And the game industry has not done that in such a long time. And it's pathetic. It's pathetic. And they need to start doing so. And they should, because if they don't, well, let's just say there's going to be a lot more people on that unemployment line. And it's not going to be anyone no one's going to be, crying no tears for them. Maybe some crocodile tears, but that's pretty much it. But anyway, that's just my personal opinion. And thanks so much for being here for a while, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for being around, because this is the end of the lounge. So, get off your playthrough, dust off, and get off of your real life. And hopefully you'll come back again next Wednesday evening at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. Also, if you are going to, if you're not going to watch the live portion, how dare you, but there's also the video portion that's on YouTube, BitChute, Freaking Network, and Manic Expression as well. So sit back, relax, and watch all this stuff, because it's great and it's really good for you. Anyway, thanks so much for listening. It's Duke CT here. Peace, love. I'll see y'all when I see y'all later.